when you move into an apartment, before you move in, ask them about the policy. If something happened, what does it cost to terminate a lease or to get transferred? And ask them, what do you have to do to get a refund so you don't lose your deposit? Ask all those little things, because we're so quick to hear about the deposit to move in and the rent, but we never ask, how do we get our deposit back, or what's the process if the apartment don't work out for us?
You touch me, send tingles down my spine. You help me feel alive.
Hello. Welcome back to ASMRTheChew, and I'm your girl, Spirit. Hey, y'all. Before I get started, let me say happy birthday. Happy birthday to all of the May babies. Hey, happy birthday to y'all. I don't know too many people birthday in May. I don't know exact what day their birthday is, but I hurry up and just said happy birthday to them just so I don't forget. So I don't forget to say happy birthday or I missed it. So happy birthday to all the May babies, and congratulations to all of the mommies that had the new babies. Yeah, congratulations. Hi, little tiny spirit of lights. Welcome to the world. Today I am going to do story time. Okay. I know. Hold on, my ear itch. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got this wig on. I got this wig slowly. Got my ear like all up in there. Today I'm gonna do story time. Yeah, I know it's been a while. I got a refund. The first time ever moving out of an apartment. I had a refund coming to me, and I was like, wait, what she said? What she say? Ask her again. And then like, you said we have a refund. We got a refund, and we should have it when? I was like, what? Y'all, my whole life of renting an apartment, I've never gotten any type of money back. And I will tell you about my moving out experience. I'm not going to go into like every little detail. I'm going to try to stay focused on the fact that I moved out and why I moved out and what went down with trying to move out and how we end up getting a refund. I don't know. But look at this. I got sausage, veggie bacon, toast, eggs, and cheese, and spinach. Really hungry. I have some organic Concord grape jelly. Okay, it's brand new. I gotta try to open it. Hey, old school. I turned down that pop roll low enough for you. Don't want to scare you to death. You know we got a few crybabies. Every time they hear something, they gotta let me know. Oh my God, I was about to go to sleep, but no, you wasn't. You ain't even watched the video. But anyway, y'all. Anyhow, Spirit gonna tell you about this story time because I feel like talking this morning. I feel good today. I had a good night's sleep. I actually was stuck in this weird dream all night. Yeah. And I don't know. I said, what? Wait, Lord, what am I doing in this dream? Are you trying to tell me something? Child, in this dream, I was with the love of my life, and I don't know who he is, what direction he coming from. But in the dream, he loved him some spirit, and I just let him love spirit, okay? So I'm like, okay, God gonna send me someone I ain't never ever known before or met before or experienced a certain type of love with before. So I'm like, I'm open to it, yes. But I was in a dream feeling a little bit nervous though, because I wasn't used to receiving so much loving, considerate, and passionate compassion from someone. That was nice. I had a nice dream. I had a really nice dream. Now, okay, y'all, let me get started with this story time. I'll talk about where I recently moved from. I was living in like these are supposed to be child line and luxury by these places in Texas, but luxury, talking about luxury apartment. The only people living luxury in it is the freaking ants and the beetles, but I don't know why they say luxury. That is a whole lie. I was already like kind of upset with the fact that when it was time for us to move in, gave our keys back, got the moving truck moving in. They took our apartment, gave it to someone else. And gave us whatever they had that was available that was similar. But all the upgrades, everything we were supposed to have was not in the apartment. When we first moved in, we had cabinets missing in the kitchen. The cabinets missing in the bathroom. Nadine's bathroom, as a matter of fact, the AC didn't work. We didn't have a microwave. And when you're in the kitchen, the microwave was so obvious missing. Because it was pretty big, like, you know, about that size. The office, the leasing office, let them know the microwave gone. Maintenance gonna come and put the microwave in. After a couple of days, we still didn't have the microwave. Child, after 3 weeks, we still didn't have the microwave. I'm gonna tell you the answer that the management gave. Someone must have stole y'all microwave. Someone must have stole our microwave before we moved in the apartment. Like, are you freaking kidding me? And she put in a request to get a new microwave. Still didn't get it. And then she told me something. She don't know what happened to the microwave. She got to talk to the maintenance to find out where the microwave went. The whole time that I lived there, we have not one set of keys to our back door. This is weird. We had a garage, our back door to the garage. Out the garage, we had two back doors. One from the hallway and one into the apartment. So if you leave out one back door, you'll be out like in the hallway outside of the apartments, which I thought was really weird. It was just weird, okay? It really didn't make any sense because both doors was right next to each other. Like, this was the entrance door into the house. This was the back door into the hallway. And it was the garage. You live up the garage and you outside. So we called her that none of the keys that she gave us fit the back door. And she said, okay. send maintenance over there to change the lock on your back door. Now the front door work, the keys work, but we always left out the back door because that's where the garage at. When you leave out the kitchen, you in the garage, you leave out. So what we did was we barricaded one of the back doors with all the extra furniture so nobody could get through. We left the kitchen door unlocked. So maintenance to change the lock because I told Nadine call her and tell management, tell management that we're gonna pay somebody to come and change the locks so we can have keys, right? The next day, that's apple juice. No, that's pear and apple. The next day, we get this paper on the door saying that we're not allowed to change any locks on the doors. And that whenever they need to enter the house, they need to be able to get in the house. We said, okay. That's out the door. So we called her and we told her that we enter our garage. We gotta leave from the garage and walk all the way around to the front door. And the front door wasn't where you leave the garage and you walk like 5 or 6 steps and you're right at your front door. You had to walk all the way around, go down the sidewalk, come up to get to the front door. When we told her it was inconvenient and not fair that we have to do that since we do have 2 back doors. And the reason why we have to do that because they still haven't reached the lock and give us no keys to the back door. She had put in an order for us and maintenance gonna do it, right? One day, we left, and because the back door was unlocked, because we can't lock it, we barricaded the front door and the other back door. I left the back door unlocked, left out the garage, and we left. They left a note on the door saying they couldn't get in the house because the door was barricaded. You didn't let me know you was coming in the house, so we had something to do. And we just can't leave the door unlocked. You know what I'm saying? 2 doors unlocked. We can't just leave it like we need to make sure everything gonna be okay. For someone coming in the house, having easy access to the house. Because the door wasn't locked. And we don't want it to be where they say they didn't do it, but it was them. They knew the door. It didn't have no keys to it. They was moving weird, like you literally couldn't trust them. So that was one of the issues. Now the whole time I lived there, let's say 2019. 2020, my back door stayed open. On time it was locked when I was in the house. So on time it was locked. And we called the office every month for a whole freaking year and some change. This is good. Get back to the microwave. It took about 2.5 months and we got the microwave finally in the kitchen. We was okay about that. Next thing you know, it was like COVID coming around. Stuff started happening. Our lease had came back up. And we had made up our mind that we was going to sign a new lease. But then some places were starting to say they wasn't showing no places. They wasn't showing no places because of COVID at the time. My veggie bacon is from Morningstar. Management called us. Hey, I know you've been having some issues with the apartment. I got somebody. It's on schedule for somebody to change the back door locks. I was telling her my dishwasher was still broke from day one that I moved in here. I had got sick because I didn't even know that the dishwasher, was molded and everything, like inside of it and at the bottom of it, like not inside when you open the door, but around it, like something was wrong with the plumbing or something with it. But once used the dishwasher, because I don't use the dishwasher nowhere where I live at. I like to wash my dishes by hands. All the issues that we had with the dishwasher, and she said that she got the whole list that she's gonna take care of things. And she was like, I see that you're trying to move or whatever, but I got a deal for you. If you stay assigned, I think it was like a 14 or 15 month lease. I'm pretty sure it was 15-month lease. We're not going to go up on the rent. As a matter of fact, I think they went down on the rent a few dollars. And I was like, well, let us think about it. So during that time, looking at places, they was running way higher than them. We started having some effects taking place from COVID. Like you could see stuff starting to happen. It's like, well, maybe it'd be better for us to stay here. She said she's gonna fix the door. That was stupid. The door was broken a whole 14, 15 months, the first lease. If I fixed the wash machine, we still didn't have our cabinets the whole time. We was dealing with the crazy neighbor. There was a lot going on. And she was telling us that she talked to the neighbor and she let them know that they probably was going to have to move. Or maybe it benefit us to just stay, because we really don't know what's going to take place. And they had everybody on lockdown and everything. Couldn't really be out there nowhere. And we didn't want to be, because she said to us, only got a little bit of time to make up our mind, because the rent was going to be a lot higher for the particular apartment that we was in. But she's giving us a deal if we stay. But the deal was only like, I only had like a few days to make up my mind. Me and Nadine talked to the management. We said, okay, we're going to sign another lease. Right after we signed a lease, it just seemed like everything was going, seemed like everything was going to be okay. She had this professional man come in, measure the cabinets, to take the measurements of all the cabinets and drawers that were missing. And I'm like, okay, this is a good start. She called. She had someone call, said that we wasn't the only ones with the back door keys missing. And they was working on that. So I'm like, okay, she working on something, okay. I'm thinking like, yeah, everything gonna be okay. Upstairs was quiet as a mouse for 2 weeks. I was like, wow. Okay, it looked like everything gonna be okay. We signed the lease. And right after we signed the lease, things got crazy with the upstairs neighbor. I'm not even gonna go into detail about that. It got crazy. It got so bad we made so many complaints to management. My last complaint where I just couldn't take it no more is when somebody from upstairs from us took a ladder. They put the ladder on our porch, our back porch where it's fenced in, where you go in it through the sliding doors. They took a ladder and it was up against the wall where my sliding door is, going upstairs to the second floor. And people were climbing up the ladder to the neighbor's apartment. One day I might go into detail about everything that was surrounding that particular day, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Called her. They were closed. As soon as they hit the office, we were on the phone calling her. When she answers the phone, I asked us what's the problem. And we told them the freaking neighbor got a ladder on our back porch of his apartment. Him and somebody else. Matter of fact, it wasn't even him. It was somebody else climbing in that apartment. They knew the people that was climbing the apartment because some other stuff went down. I don't want to go into that right now. She was like, oh no, we can't have that. I'm going to talk to them right away. I guess the neighbor was pissed off. But when he came back from the office, he banged on my door real hard, like if he was trying to take down the door. And when I got to the door, he ran upstairs. I was like right there. I guess he didn't realize that I was sitting right there by the door. Like I was filming, so I was right there. So I went right to the door. He go running upstairs. I called the office and I asked her, did she talk to him? She said, yeah. She said, well, he was saying that he had fell asleep and some of his friends was trying to get in the house, and because they couldn't get in the house, they got a ladder and climbed in his house, right? That's the story he told her. But a whole ball game went down with that apartment. A lot went down. But that's a different story for a different day. I told her, obviously, her talking to him ain't do no good, because, like, he got a lot to say. He was cursing me out. B didn't move. B, I don't care. B, so what? Told her, I said, that's it. Can you transfer my apartment? She said, what you mean? Can you give us a different apartment in a different location, different building, right? I think we had, I'm gonna try to remember a little bit. I ain't gonna go too deep, it ain't that deep, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think about 12 buildings where I lived at. Obviously, me and the neighbor is not gonna get along. He's not gonna work with us. He don't like us. It's pointless. I just want to be transferred to a different apartment so that I don't have to deal with the neighbor, it's getting to the point where I feel like it's going to start getting dangerous because of all the stuff that's happening, all of the traffic, everything that's going on, and the little threats that he do. She was like, well, let me talk to him one more time. So that's when I start feeling like, okay, the management know that they connected to the neighbor somehow or another, because, like, I'm sitting here telling you that I don't feel safe. And the neighbors doing little things, making me feel like he's sending me out a threat for real, you know, like I didn't feel safe. No matter what I say, she's not trying to like work with us at all. After a couple of days, I called her back and I asked her, since I don't feel safe and she doesn't want to give me a transfer, what is the process that I need to go through to be able to move out of here so that I could move somewhere safe where I feel safe, me and my daughter? She didn't answer. Let me look and see what apartments are available and I'll call you back. So I'm waiting for her to call me back. Don't call me back. We had to end up calling her back because of my situation. I feel safe with my car parked on the street. I asked her, can I get another 2-bedroom with a garage? And she was like, well, if I give you another 2-bedroom with a garage, your rent gonna be much higher than what you're paying now. So I told her, okay, we'll pay it, but I don't want to stay here with the neighbor no more. So Nadine started talking to her and telling her, well, how come our rent can't stay the same since we're being harassed and going through all these issues with the apartment? Why can't the rent stay the same? We just want to transfer for safety reasons. We're saying, well, let me see what I could do. So she called us back and she told us that she got a 2-bedroom apartment, but it don't have no garage. So I was starting to consider it, and I was saying, well, you know, maybe our car be okay. I'll just go look at the location. So I asked her, where's the location at? And she was toying with us. I know she was, because I'm going to tell you this answer she gave me. She said, the apartment is across from where the neighbor, like, all the apartments got different shapes and angles inside. So she said the apartment was across from the neighbor's window. So that means when the neighbor looking out his window, for me to go in my apartment, I will have to walk right past and he can see me leave in and leave out. And the parking for that apartment was in front of his window. It's our building. In the next building, she said the apartment that was available was right there. When he looking out his window, he looking directly at the building, the parking space. And if I move in it, me getting in and out my car. And I said, what would be the point of me making a transfer? She said, well, you won't be living you won't be living directly under him. I said, but I'll be living across from him where he can see me every day, like in my face, and I'm in his face. And I told you about the harassment, and now I don't even have a garage. My car will be right outside. I got a couple more apartments. I got another apartment, but it's a 1-bedroom, no garage, and it's on the 3rd floor. And it's in the building right next to the neighbor. I said, well, what about the other side up front where the office is? All the way in the back. What about all the way back there apartments, because I see a few apartments that got the blinds are always open when the apartments are empty. There's a few apartments back there. And she was like, they not available, they not available. And she started having like an attitude, you know, because I was really trying to make this transfer. So she called me back and she said, I got one apartment available with a garage, but it's 1 bedroom and it's gonna cost you more than what you're paying now. I was in a 2 bedroom with a garage. I told her that I would go look at it. We meet her up there the next day to go look at it. It was way smaller than the apartment that we had. But me and Nadine was thinking like, okay, for safety reasons, maybe we'll take it. So we talked to her, we asked her, why is she moving me to a 1 bedroom that's gonna cost me a whole lot more when I'm moving for safety reasons again? And she said, well, because we have to close out your lease there, and that's what the apartment is running over there. And the apartment was in the back, like all the way in the back. Back in the back where the trash was. And the apartment, she moved us where we couldn't see in the parking lot. We couldn't see out the front door. Only thing we could see was a wooded area, dark at night, and it's where everybody walked their dogs. So it was pretty scary too. Me and Nadine started thinking, like, we start feeling like, okay, this not gonna work. So we called her back and said, well, since you're charging us so much, is it any way that we could be let out of our lease so we could find a place? And she said no. She was like, no. If you move, you're breaking your lease. If you move, you're going to be charged this, you're going to be charged that. Basically, she was not in our favor of us moving or breaking our lease. So, me and Nadine was at my son's house because we were staying with Dream while we was trying to figure out what we was going to do. So I decided to call her. I said, hey, we're going to go ahead and take the apartment because I've been traveling back and forth to my son's house for about a month now. And I've been leaving my house like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and then leaving my house like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon just to avoid the neighbor, and I'm tired now. I asked her, I said, can we just do a 6 months lease since you said you have to close out the lease at the old apartment? And she was like, I can't do a 6-month lease. If I do a 6 months lease, the apartment is going to be even higher than I'm charging you now. And I was like, oh my God, but this is a 1 bedroom and I'm paying way more rent than I was in my 2 bedroom. And I'm only moving because of the freaking neighbor and the craziness with the apartment and the situations in the apartment. She's like, well, I can't do 6 months. If you do 6 months, if you want to sign a 6-month lease, then I'm putting you down that you broke your lease, So then I'm just like, oh, snap. Like, what we gonna do? We hung up with her. I went to bed that night. And I was thinking and thinking. And I told Nadine, you know what? I'm going to ask her about the 3-month lease. Nadine was like, no, Mom. She said no. And she already got an attitude with us. And she already making us pay for a dungeon, messed up apartment. Way more than what we was paying. Let's just take the apartment. When our lease is up, we'll move. I said, but you remember, Nadine, how every 3 months the apartment upstairs, before the neighbor moved in, every 3 months somebody was moving in and moving out. Like sometimes it'd be a truck of people moving in and a truck of people moving the stuff out at the same time. At the same time they doing this in this one apartment. And they was like, yeah. I said, okay, she rented that apartment every 3 months upstairs from us. I said, call her. That next morning, Nadine called her. And I tried to be real nice, right? I tried to be real sweet because I need to get out of the situation that we was in. So I told her that I appreciate her helping us make the transfer. And I know she said she can't give us 3 months, but I was thinking, where she got us is dangerous. We way in the back. Outdoors are way in the back. If somebody wanted to kick our door in, they wouldn't even, nobody would hear it. Nobody would see anything. And if somebody was to knock on our door, we have no window to see the parking lot, to see, what's going on outside or nothing. I told her this wasn't safe. So I said, can we do 3 months like the apartment you did above us? And she got quiet. And she said, well, the rent gonna be high. And I said, at least my lease is not being broken. And I'd rather do 3-month lease. And I'll go ahead and pay the hard rent. And she's like, no, I'm not. We're not going to be able to do this, and we're not going to be able to do that. That the rent was supposed to be a certain amount. And she changed it while I was on the phone with her. And I was like, no, that's not what you said the rent was going to be. Yes, I did. Nadine grabbed the phone, and Nadine said, hello, and called her by her name and said, no, this is what you said. This is what we agreed on. And now that you're talking to my mother, you're saying no this and you can't do this and you can't do that. I want to know if we can do the 3-month lease. And she said, no. She said, well, let me ask you a question. Do you have a 3-month lease? Yes, we have a 3-month lease. So 18 said, so you rented the apartment above us for 3 months. You're able to give us a 3-month lease, but you don't want to do it. Just like, well, it's not really up to me. That's up to you. It's just I'm going to have to charge you so much rent. And Nathan said, well, then charge us. But we want the 3-month lease. And she said to Nathan, okay, I'll give y'all a 3-month lease. And the apartments that we stayed in, what we paid, you can get a 3-bedroom if you was to sign a 12 to 15-month lease for 3 months in a tiny, rundown apartment. Over 3 months, we paid the high rent. But we was able to close out the lease that we had for 15 months underneath the neighbor. Close it out. And she charged us a closeout fee for the lease. In order to close the lease out, she ended the lease, but we had to pay a closeout fee. She told us that our deposit was non and void. We wasn't going to get it back for the first apartment, and we had to pay a closeout fee again. Okay, we did that. And then she told us that we had to pay a new deposit, more rent to move into the new place, and we did that. It cost us some money, but we was able to get out of that place in 3 months, and 3 months later we were moving out. Now the crazy part is the apartment that I stay in now. Our baby, we got her the first month that we was in the 3-month apartment, and they gave us a date to move in it 30 days before our 3 months was up. If you follow, we had 2 apartments at one time. In a 3-month apartment, we started moving our stuff out, and we was already moving our stuff into this apartment, but we wanted to make sure we didn't abandon our 3-month apartment in no type of way. We made sure that we was there every single day, and we was just moving stuff out on our own, little by little, cleaning out the apartment. So after our 3 months was up, we turned in our key, and we was done. We needed to do was clean the apartment, so me and Nadine clean, top notch. We made sure that we didn't move nothing in their cabinets, but maybe like my coffee and tea and stuff like that. We didn't move nothing in the closet. We didn't move in the bedroom, maybe the blow up bed, but we kind of stayed packed in the apartment. Most of our stuff was in the garage, and sometime when we got scared, we left and we went to Dream House. We turned in our key. We were so freaking happy. And when we went to call her, we was expecting, because she told us to clean first apartment before we move into the 3-month apartment. Before we make the transfer, make sure we clean it up. And we was thinking we was gonna get our deposit back, and she knew. She knew we weren't going to get our deposit back, because she didn't tell us till after everything was basically being settled to get out the apartment. So we thinking we getting a deposit back after we cleaned the apartment and everything. We paid a transfer fee, which was $395. We paid a deposit to move in the apartment, and we paid the first month rent. We had to pay a fee for closing out the lease, so it cost us some money, right? We thinking we gonna get our deposit back. She told us that we don't get our deposit back. It was non and void since we was transferred into another apartment. So I'm thinking our deposit is gonna be transferred to the other apartment. So she was like, okay, hey y'all, so all you gotta do is go ahead and pay your rent, and everything is all set. So Nadine's pays the rent for the 3-month apartment, right? All of a sudden Nadine get this email. She opens it up, and it says that our rent is late. And we like, what? Our rent is late. So we calls her, and she says, oh, you owe a deposit for the apartment. And Nadine was like, we didn't get a deposit back. She's like, no, it's non and void. It's non and void. You can't get your deposit back for breaking the lease. So we broke the lease. She's like, no, I did a transfer for you, so you didn't break the lease. But to close out the lease, you have to pay a fee for that, and you have to pay a transfer fee, and your deposit is non and void. To end up paying after the rent, after that high rent, we had to end up paying a deposit for the place. This is some shiesty-ish, okay? This is some effed up-ish, okay? We were so upset about that. After we paid the deposit and everything was settled, we didn't really hear nothing from her or nothing. So even after cleaning the first apartment, we didn't get our deposit. So this time, no matter what, we still cleaned the apartment from Rudy to the Tootie. The apartment was clean. We called her back, I said a few days later, and we was waiting. We was waiting to hear some bull-ish. We was waiting for some stupid stuff like, oh, you owe all this money. You owe us this before we could close out. And they didn't call back, and then she was like, Nadine said, I'm calling to get the total so that we could be completely done. So we was prepared. We was prepared. Like, I have to pay maybe an extra $800. And she said, oh, okay, you all done. You're going to get a refund. Your refund, you should have your refund in 45 days. I said, what? What'd she say? Nadine said, we going to get a refund. She said, yeah. You're going to get a refund in about 45 days. It's, I'm already doing the paperwork. I'm putting it through the process. You still have it in 45 days. You don't have it, call us back. What? We got a freaking refund coming to us. And they thinking like, yeah, mom, we got a refund. And we was like, what? It's about time. It's about time. So even after all of the bull crap, we got a refund, and we couldn't even believe it. So we waited and waited, but our refund didn't come in 45 days like she said it would come. It actually took like a couple of months, I think, before we got a refund, but we did get it. It was my first time ever getting a refund back from an apartment, and we was happy about it, and we was able to really like just close out fully with that. So that was nice. There's a lot of stuff that you go through when you trying to close out an apartment. When you move into an apartment, before you move in, ask them about the policy. If something happened, what does it cost to terminate a lease or to get transferred? And ask them, what do you have to do to get a refund so you don't lose your deposit? Ask all those little things, because we so quick to hear about the deposit to move in and the rent, but we never ask, how do we get our deposit back, or what's the process if the apartment don't work out for us? So thank you so much for watching Storytime. I appreciate you. Breakfast was good. Or actually lunch. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, and night. And my OGs, I know y'all here for the story time. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
It's been a long day, you just wanna go away. You can't sleep at night, and now I'm here. I can't promise tomorrow, but you're gonna feel out today. We can tangle it away. Now I'm here.